In a small village nestled between green fields and a whispering forest, lived a young man named Rocky. He lost his parents at a young age, but he never felt alone. The birds, the squirrels, and the river were his companions. Rocky was special. He was born with incredible strength, his arms as mighty as ancient oak trees, and his heart as brave as a lion's. He could lift boulders that grown men couldn't budge, and fell large trees with just a few swings of his axe. Secretly, he honed his skills, mimicking the swift movements of tigers and the stealthy pounces of leopards. His dream was simple: to use his strength to help others. He would often help the villagers with their heavy chores, never asking for anything in return, just offering a warm, kind smile. One sunny morning, a wealthy merchant named Sly Sam rolled into the village. His cart was laden with shimmering silks and exotic goods. He had a booming laugh, but his eyes held a cunning glint. Sly Sam captivated the villagers with tales of distant lands, quickly earning their trust. But his true treasure wasn't his merchandise. It was his sharp, deceptive mind. From a distance, he watched Rocky, marveling at the young man's effortless power. In Sly Sam's eyes, Rocky wasn't a kind-hearted hero. He was a valuable tool, a key to a much grander prize. Soon, a wave of terror swept through the village. A monstrous ogre began to haunt the nearby paths. Its skin was tough as stone, its teeth sharp as daggers, and its eyes glowed with a fiery red malice. It ambushed travelers, stealing their possessions and spreading fear. The king, deeply concerned, issued a royal decree. Whoever could slay the ogre would be rewarded with a high position in the royal court. This was the moment Sly Sam had been waiting for. He approached Rocky, his voice dripping with false sincerity. "My dear Rocky," he began, "this ogre threatens our very homes. You are the strongest man in all the land. If you defeat this beast, you will be celebrated as a true hero. I will personally ensure the king hears of your magnificent courage." Rocky, with his pure and trusting heart, saw only a chance to protect his village. He agreed without a second thought. Gripping his trusty axe, he followed the ogre's tracks to its dark, foul-smelling cave. A ferocious battle erupted. The ogre's roars shook the very ground, but Rocky remained steadfast. He dodged the monster's clumsy attacks and struck with all his might. Finally, with one final, decisive blow, he vanquished the terrible beast. Exhausted but triumphant, Rocky sat down to catch his breath. Just then, Sly Sam appeared, feigning joy and relief. "You're too weary from the fight, my friend," he said smoothly. "Let me take the ogre's head to the king for you. You rest here." Trusting as always, Rocky agreed. But Sly Sam was a liar. He presented the trophy to the king, claiming the victory as his own. He was hailed as a hero and promoted to general. To make matters worse, he slandered Rocky, painting him as a dangerous troublemaker. When word of this betrayal reached Rocky, his heart filled with a profound sadness. Without a word of anger, he quietly packed his few belongings, left the village behind, and disappeared into the depths of the forest. A silent, unsung hero whose true story was yet to be told. After leaving the village, Rocky walked through quiet forests and over long hills. His heart felt heavy with sadness and confusion. He had saved the people from the ogre, but Sly Sam's lies had turned him into a runaway, forced to hide from the very people he had protected. How can someone be so cruel? Rocky whispered to the silent trees around him, their leaves rustling as if to offer a comforting reply. Even with such betrayal weighing on his mind, his kind heart never changed. He still believed in his simple purpose, to use his strength to help others, no matter the danger or how he was treated. One warm afternoon, Rocky stopped to rest beside a clear, cool stream. the water murmuring peacefully over smooth stones. Suddenly, a huge shadow fell over the ground, swallowing the sunlight. The air turned cold, and a sharp, piercing scream tore through the sky, shattering the calm of the forest. Rocky looked up in shock. His hand reaching for the axe at his side, high above him, flew a terrifying creature, the giant eagle. Its wings were as wide as storm clouds, and its feathers were a dark, heavy grey. Its glowing eyes burned like hot coals, and its sharp, curved claws looked as deadly as freshly forged swords. The giant eagle flew with a dreadful purpose, heading straight toward the royal palace that stood tall against the horizon. People in the city below screamed in fear as the monster swooped down, its shadow covering the tallest tower. With a powerful dive, it grabbed someone from the balcony. It was Princess Lily, the king's beloved daughter. She cried out in terror as the giant eagle carried her into the sky, its massive wings beating against the air until it disappeared behind the distant, jagged mountains. The kingdom fell into a deep sadness. King Jasper was heartbroken, his face etched with worry. He paced back and forth in his grand palace, his voice hoarse from calling his daughter's name. He immediately sent his bravest soldiers and most skilled trackers to find Princess Lily, promising a great reward to any hero who could save her from the monster's grasp. Among those sent to lead the search was General Sly Sam, now proud and powerful, enjoying his high position in the king's court. He accepted the mission with a confident smile, but his heart held no bravery, only ambition. Rocky had watched the entire terrible event unfold from the edge of the forest. His heart ached for the captured princess and the worried king. He knew that no ordinary soldier could ever hope to defeat such a powerful monster. Without telling anyone, Rocky decided he had to act. He began to follow the giant eagle's path, using his sharp eyes to track the signs it left behind. Broken branches high in the trees, and giant deep footprints where it had briefly landed. After many hours of determined tracking, Rocky reached a tall, rocky mountain that pierced the clouds. There, near the entrance of a dark, gaping cave, he found a huge feather, shining like polished silver in the afternoon sunlight. This must be the giant eagle's home, Rocky thought, his grip tightening on his axe. Just as he was about to step into the darkness of the cave, a familiar, smooth voice called out from behind him. "Rocky! Is that you?" Rocky turned and saw Sly Sam, dressed in a shining general's uniform, standing with a small group of frightened soldiers. Sly Sam smiled, his expression appearing kind and concerned, but his eyes were full of the same old tricks. "Oh, Rocky," Sly Sam said softly, his voice full of false relief. "The king is desperate. Princess Lily is trapped inside that dark cave. My soldiers are too afraid to enter. Only you are strong enough to face such a beast. Please, you must help us." Rocky remembered Sly Sam's betrayal in the village, the memory as sharp as a blade. He did not trust the man, but the thought of the princess, alone and afraid in the monster's lair, was a pain too great to ignore. His duty was to help, regardless of the past. "I will save her," Rocky said firmly, his voice steady and brave. Sly Sam's smile widened for a brief moment. He quickly stepped back, gesturing toward the cave. "I will wait here and guard the entrance with my men," he said smoothly. "Please bring the princess out safely." Rocky took a deep, steadying breath and walked into the dark, cold cave, his heart ready for a fight. He was completely unaware that the real danger and a deeper betrayal were waiting for him once again, hidden in the shadows. Inside the cave, everything was dark and cold. Water dripped slowly from the ceiling, echoing through the narrow stone walls. Rocky walked carefully, holding his axe tightly. His footsteps were quiet, but his heart was strong and steady. He knew he was close, and that every step brought him nearer to danger. but the thought of saving the princess gave him all the courage he needed. Deep inside the winding cave, Rocky heard a soft cry. It was faint, almost lost in the dripping sound, but it was there. "Help me! Please help me!" It was Princess Lily. Rocky followed the sound, his eyes adjusting to the dim light. He soon found her sitting on a flat stone in a small chamber. She looked tired and frightened, her royal clothes torn and dirty. When she saw Rocky emerge from the shadows, her eyes filled with a spark of hope. "Don't be afraid," Rocky said gently, his voice calm and reassuring. "I'm here to take you home." But before they could leave, the ground suddenly shook with a violent tremor. A loud, piercing screech filled the cave as the giant eagle returned, its fury echoing off the stone. Its massive wings slammed against the cave walls, sending dust and sharp stones falling everywhere. The air grew cold, and the monster's fiery eyes glared at them from the darkness. Rocky immediately pushed Princess Lily behind him, shielding her with his body. The giant eagle lunged forward and attacked with its razor-sharp claws, aiming to tear him apart. But Rocky was quick. He jumped aside, dodging the deadly strike, and swung his heavy axe in a powerful arc. The fight was long and dangerous. The monster was fast and strong, but Rocky was brave and determined. At last, with one final mighty swing, Rocky defeated the monster. The giant eagle let out one last agonizing cry and fell to the ground with a heavy thud, never to rise again. Princess Lily was safe. With the beast defeated, Rocky wasted no time. He quickly found a long, sturdy vine and tied it into a rope, securing it to a rock at the top. He then helped the grateful princess climb out of the dark cave and back into the sunlight. When they finally reached the cave entrance, breathless but relieved, they saw a figure waiting for them. It was Sly Sam. "Oh, you're alive!" Sly Sam exclaimed, his voice dripping with false surprise. He rushed forward and gave a deep, theatrical bow to the princess. "My brave princess, I am overjoyed to see you safe. Please step aside. I will deal with this woodcutter Rocky." Before Rocky could understand what was happening, or even say a word, Sly Sam suddenly shoved him hard. Rocky lost his balance and fell backward into the deep, dark cave. The vine rope tumbled down after him, and Sly Sam rolled heavy stones over the entrance, blocking the only way out. Princess Lily screamed in horror. "Stop! What are you doing? He saved my life!" But Sly Sam only laughed, a cruel and triumphant sound that chilled her to the bone. "No one will believe a poor woodcutter," he sneered, his face twisted into a victorious grin. "I will tell the king that I was the one who killed the monster and saved you." Down in the dark, cold cave, Rocky slowly pushed himself up. His body ached from the fall, and bruises were already forming, but his spirit was not broken. He looked up at the tiny sliver of light coming from the blocked entrance, and spoke calmly to himself, his voice steady and firm. "I will not give up. Truth always finds its way." With renewed courage in his heart and strength still left in his arms, Rocky began searching for another way out. Not knowing that his greatest adventure was still ahead, Rocky trudged through the oppressive darkness of the cave, his body a canvas of aches from Sly Sam's treacherous push. The air, thick and warm, pressed in on him as the circle of light from the world above shrank to a pinprick, then vanished entirely. In the suffocating silence, only the rhythmic drip of water and the sound of his own ragged breathing kept him company. Suddenly, a web of cracks spiderwebbed across the ground beneath his feet. Before a single thought could form, the floor gave way, and Rocky plummeted into a deep, black void. He tumbled through the empty space for what felt like an eternity, spinning helplessly until, thump! His descent was cushioned by something surprisingly soft. Warily, Rocky opened his eyes, a wave of relief washing over him as he realized he was still alive. He was lying on a bed of thick, cool grass. Its vibrant green, a stark contrast to the memory of the cave. He pushed himself to his feet, his jaw dropping in astonishment. The grim, rocky prison was gone. In its place stretched a bizarre and breathtaking world, hidden deep beneath the earth. A gentle golden luminescence filled the cavernous sky. Despite the absence of a sun, patches of colorful flowers glittered like constellations scattered across the ground, and towering crystal formations sparkled along the rolling hills. A tranquil river flowed nearby, its gentle current humming a peaceful melody. "I never knew such a place existed," Rocky whispered, his voice filled with awe. As he took a step forward to explore this new realm, the ground began to tremble violently. A chorus of terrified cries echoed through the vast subterranean valley. Drawn by the sound of distress, Rocky hurried toward its source and was met with a dreadful sight. A colossal snake monster lay coiled across the river, its immense body as long and thick as a fallen ancient tree. Its scales, hard as forged metal, shimmered menacingly, and its cold, cruel eyes surveyed the chaos with malevolent glee. The monster's body formed a dam, completely blocking the river and cutting off the water supply to the villages downstream. Not far from the beast, the underground people were scattering in a panic, their faces pale with fear and their voices choked with desperation. "Please, help us!" they cried out to him, their words tumbling over one another. "The snake monster has stolen our water. Our children are suffering from thirst." Rocky's heart clenched with empathy. He knew that without water, this vibrant hidden civilization was doomed. Stepping forward with newfound resolve, he projected his voice over the din. "I will not let this monster hurt you anymore," Rocky declared, his voice ringing with conviction. The snake monster lifted its massive head and let out a deafening hiss that reverberated off the crystal hills. It whipped its powerful tail, smashing the ground with incredible force. Dust and stones erupted into the air, but Rocky stood his ground, unyielding. With a burst of strength and surprising speed, he began to dodge the monster's furious attacks, landing powerful blows of his own whenever he saw an opening. The battle was a long and grueling ordeal. He was bitten, thrown, and battered, but each time he was knocked down, he forced himself back to his feet, fueled by the desperate pleas of the people he was protecting. Summoning his remaining energy for one final, mighty strike, he brought his full force down upon the beast. The snake monster shuddered and then fell, its lifeless body sliding into the river and vanishing beneath the newly freed current. The water began to flow once more, and the underground people erupted in joyous shouts. They rushed toward Rocky, surrounding him, cheering his name, and bowing in gratitude. Their king, a wise-looking man wearing a crown of luminous, shining stones, stepped forward from the crowd. "You have saved our world from certain destruction," the king said, his voice warm with kindness. "Please stay with us. You will be honored as our hero for all of time." The king then presented Rocky with a magnificent, magical bow and a quiver of golden arrows. "These arrows never miss their mark," the king explained. "They will be a powerful aid in your fight against injustice." Rocky graciously accepted the extraordinary gifts, but shook his head with a gentle, regretful smile. "I must return to the world above," he said. "There is still evil there that must be stopped." Rocky followed the secret path that wound its way back to the world above. The air grew fresher, and the familiar scent of pine and damp earth filled his senses, a stark contrast to the stale, heavy atmosphere of the underworld he had just escaped. When he finally emerged from the hidden cave entrance, blinking in the bright sunlight, he made his way directly to the kingdom's castle. The guards who had once sneered at him now stared in disbelief. News of his return spread like wildfire. As he entered the grand hall, Princess Lily, her face streaked with tears of relief and guilt, rushed to her father's side. She didn't hesitate. With a newfound strength in her voice, she told King Jasper the whole truth. Her words tumbling out in a torrent of emotion, she spoke bravely and clearly about how Rocky had selflessly risked everything to save her life, battling a terrifying beast in the darkness below. Then, with a steady and determined gaze, she exposed the treachery of Sly Sam, revealing how he had betrayed Rocky not once, but twice, leaving him for dead to claim a glory that was never his. King Jasper was overwhelmed, his face a mask of shock that quickly hardened into a cold, simmering anger. The deception cut him deeply, not just as a king, but as a father who had almost been tricked into rewarding a villain. Without a moment's delay, he commanded his royal guards to arrest Sly Sam at once. The guards found the false hero celebrating in the courtyard, basking in unearned praise. When confronted with the irrefutable testimony of the princess and the sudden miraculous reappearance of Rocky, Sly Sam's web of lies completely unraveled. He could no longer deny his actions or twist the truth to his advantage. The arrogance drained from his face. Replaced by a pathetic fear, he bowed his head in profound shame, unable to meet the eyes of the king or the man he had wronged. For his greed, his cowardice, and his cruelty, Sly Sam was stripped of all titles and sentenced to a punishment that would serve as a stark reminder to all about the consequences of deceit. The king then turned his attention to Rocky, his stern expression softening as his eyes filled with tears of gratitude and remorse. He stepped down from his throne and approached the humble young man. "You are the true hero of this kingdom," he said, his voice thick with emotion. "Not simply because of the immense strength you possess, which is a marvel in itself, but because of your unwavering and kind heart." Rocky, who had never sought praise or recognition, felt a warmth spread through his chest at the king's sincere words. He was officially honored as a true protector of the kingdom, a title far greater than any he could have imagined. The people, who had gathered in the great hall, erupted in thunderous cheers, their voices echoing off the high stone walls. Princess Lily smiled at him, a warm and genuine smile that conveyed more thanks than words ever could, acknowledging his incredible courage. Yet, when the king offered him chests of gold, vast lands, or a position of power within the court, Rocky politely refused. He only asked for one reward, that peace, fairness, and kindness would always remain in the land for everyone. After the celebrations and heartfelt goodbyes, Rocky returned to his small, familiar hut, nestled by the edge of the forest. The world he came back to was the same one he had left, yet everything felt different. Once again, the cheerful songs of birds became his morning companions, and the gentle whispering murmur of the nearby river was the soundtrack to his evenings. He went back to his simple life of chopping wood and helping his neighbors. But now, he was no longer just the quiet boy from the woods. His name was known throughout the kingdom and in the lands beyond. Spoken with reverence and admiration, it became a symbol, not just of bravery in the face of monstrous danger, but of a deeper, more enduring strength, the power of honesty, the courage of compassion, and the resilience of a kind spirit. And so, the lonely boy, who was born with a strength so great it set him apart from others, finally found his place. He became a true hero, not because he fought monsters and vanquished foes, but because in a world that tempted him with fame and fortune, he never, ever lost his good and gentle heart.